Bam! My peoples. My peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what we doing, man. We talking boxing. Y'all know how we do it. This is what we're gonna do. Salute to everybody tuning in. Bam! Just do boxing in the building. Salute my brother Toy Mafia, Al Boogie, Side, my peoples. Y'all know we about to go in. Y'all know what we about to do. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, my peoples. They had the presser. We saw them going face to face. And you see the approach that they both have. Shakur feel like he's gonna win that fight. You feel confident. And Teofimo feels exactly the same way. You have two young fighters, dead in their prime, world champions, and they're gonna face each other, my people. This is a mega fight. This is a big fight. And I'm gonna say this, man. People did not want Shakur Stevenson to get this fight. They didn't want it. You guys know how many polls I did asking people, yo, who do you want Teofimo Lopez to fight next? And they all went another route. Nah, he should fight this guy, or it's better if he fights that guy. And I'm like, damn. The same people that say Shakur ain't beat nobody. He ain't beat nobody elite. They don't want him to get this fight. They don't want him to have the opportunity to get a win of that magnitude, because now it's going to shut you down. What's going to be the next hate tactic or hate talking point on Shakur Stevenson? Oh, well, he only got one big win, though. That's only one. Like, how many I got to get to show you that I'm him? So this fight right here is a big fight. I say it is going to be potentially Shakur Stevenson's toughest fight. Styles make fights, and that's why I say that. Teofimo Lopez has a style and a level of skill that I believe he's going to present problems for anybody. You know, there's nobody out there that's just going to watch Teofimo Lopez. If you be realistic, if you're not cap, ain't nobody out there watching him. Teofimo Lopez, a guy who can fight, who got hands for days. So, you know, we're making predictions. We're going back and forth about who's going to win this fight. But, man, my peoples, who you guys got? Put it out there. Who do you have winning this fight between Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez? Tough prediction to make, huh? This is a tough one, but of course, you know, I'm going to tell you who wins this fight. Then you decide whether you want to go against me or not and take a L. It's all up to you. The ball's in your court, my peoples. Side, Shakur by unanimous decision. There goes the first prediction in the building. Side says Shakur's going to win this fight by unanimous. Now, Side, is it going to be one of those unanimous decisions which, you know, turns out to be a competitive fight? Just Shakur wins the rounds? Or is Shakur just going to make him look easy? Is Shakur going to put that type of beats on him? Not me, baby. What's up, bro? Just checking in. Hope you're doing well recovering from those back shots. Wow, that was creative, but you a dummy. You subscribed to the channel, waited 2 days just to say that. What a dummy. Side, a competitive UD, 112, 116. I believe so too. I don't have a score. I'm not making the prediction, but I'm saying I see a competitive fight. My official prediction is not in yet. I'm going to be making that on Box Center 2.0. Hey, Maggie, you got to be a dummy. You gotta be a dummy to subscribe to a channel, wait 48 hours just to say that. Marie, TBH, I can't see Tio winning this fight. Shakur is on another level. He does everything to win, no matter how, in a boring way, no matter Shakur is gonna win this. Well, they said that about Zepeda, and look what he did to Zepeda. That's you see, it's just like they build a narrative with Terence Crawford. That's the boring narrative that they built on Shakur, and then he went and did that to Zepeda. So people always, there's a narrative that they're gonna cling on to. It's like, damn man, if nobody could beat him, at least I could just call him boring. That's all we got on him. Like they did the same thing with Floyd. That's how I know that Shakur is gonna be the face of boxing. They did exactly the same thing with Floyd. Oh my God, it's so boring. I fall asleep during Floyd fights. He pity patting. He not. I seen it all. Seen it all, but it doesn't work. That just keep building his star power, that fake narrative. Marie Debrin, know what I mean? Like, even if it needs to win it that way, he will no matter what. No, listen, Shakur Stevenson is the closest that we ever gonna get to Floyd Mayweather. You know, or if not, another version of Floyd Mayweather. So that narrative of boring, the word boring, they always try to attach it to Floyd. So subconsciously, Marie, you're the one attaching boring to Shakur. So I'm not saying that you're saying it in a negative way, but every time Shakur comes up, somebody attaches the word boring. There you go, you did it. But that's what they did with Floyd too. He was boring, he runs, he don't got no power. The greatest of all time. The guy that made the most money, the face of boxing. So that's why I see Shakur going in that direction. Because there's always, when you're that great, there's always a narrative that's going to follow you. With Crawford, what was the narrative? That he don't make money like that, that he didn't beat nobody, that he didn't beat guys when he was supposed to beat them. That was the narrative with Bud. Well, the narrative with Shakur, oh, he's boring. He's boring, and he don't got no power, and whatever the case may be, always gonna be a narrative against the greatest out there. And boring is the one that they attach to Shakur. Look at what Zepeda. People told me, yo, Zepeda gonna beat him. Zepeda gonna knock him out. And then after he beat Zepeda, they couldn't say it was boring. They couldn't say he was running the whole night. So what they do, they just stood quiet. And then when they finally just couldn't come up with nothing, Zepeda's not even all that, really. What's Zepeda really done? Like, how you went from Zepeda was gonna beat him up to what's Zepeda really done? Side, Floyd, Buzz, Shakur, in order, in that same order. My peoples, let me take a 1-minute commercial break. I gotta get my son his breakfast. I'll be right back with you. Y'all already know, man. Boxing for breakfast. We lit this morning. I'll be right back, y'all. My people, we back in the building. Those of you just tuning in, welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Jay Smith in the building, talking boxing. We love it. The sweet science. Marie, yeah, I agree. He's the closest to Mayweather. No, I don't say he's boring. Shakur will win no matter how. That's what I mean. Shakur not boring, but he will win no matter how or what people will say. That's a fact. And that's what the great ones do. They find the way to win. So far gone. Shakur is absolutely boring if you don't know or appreciate boxing. You see, I enjoy watching him make you miss from close range and make you pay. I enjoy watching him step outside of your lead foot, bang, bang, and catch you with a 2-3 hit combination. I enjoy that little step back counter. Boom. I enjoy watching all of it. I'm watching a master at work. Marie, I can't see Shakur losing. Man, his style is so much for everybody. All those guys, I believe Shakur beats them all. Besides, Shakur has the best defense I've seen, along with Floyd. I'm telling you. And that's the thing. If you look at Floyd Mayweather and the way that people judge him when he was actually active, everything that they say about Shakur now, they said it about Floyd back then. Everything. The memes are out there with people putting Floyd's head on a runner's body, on Forrest Gump's body, Floyd's head on the body of a cheetah. And people say, no, Floyd, people putting Floyd's head in the body of Usain Bolt and the body of people that run. Saying, no, he run too much. And people say, no, we fall asleep in his fights. He's too boring. Come on, my people. If you're old enough, you lived it, you saw it, you heard it. And who did Floyd become? The face of boxing and widely considered the greatest of all time. Even if, let this sizzle in your spirit, even if you don't consider Floyd the greatest of all time, you know that he has to be in the conversation. There's no such thing as a conversation of the greatest boxers ever that doesn't involve Floyd Mayweather. What that tells you. So the whole narrative about how he was boring, how he was just pity-patting, how he beat guys when they wasn't good, all of that stuff, it didn't change the outcome. It didn't change history and the way that it all played out. And the same thing you saw happening with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has been diminished, discredited for damn near his whole career. Come on now, let's be honest. The hate for Terence Crawford has been insane. You know that, look, I've said that Terence Crawford is the most hated fighter of this era, but you know he's one of the most hated fighters of all time when people decided to side with the sanctioning body. When Terence, think about it. We watched Riddick Bowe put the WBC belt in a trash can. We watched Miguel Cotto get stripped because he didn't want to pay the fee. We watched Floyd Mayweather himself talk against the sanctioning bodies. And other fighters do it. Yet when Terence Crawford did it, now all of a sudden, people became Mauricio Sulaiman fans and WBC fans. Now they like, nah, he gotta pay the fee like everybody else. Pay the fee. Yo, even the people who were saying titles don't matter, belts don't matter. Remember the whole topic of conversation when it came to Tank Davis? That titles don't matter to him, belts don't matter. People supported that. Belts don't matter. He's right. Nobody care about belts. Those fans are also saying Crawford need to pay the fee, Crawford. Huh? So Bud Crawford is so hated that people will even side with the WBC, even if they've been calling them corrupt, even if they've been saying Sulaiman is corrupt, titles don't matter. Now they siding with the WBC. My peoples, I've been following boxing for over 35 years. I've never seen an instance where a fighter went against the sanctioning body and fans sided with the sanctioning body. Never seen that in my life. How hated is Terence Crawford, my peoples? Nebraska Raw, greeting from the main streets of North Omaha, Nebraska. Terence Crawford stomping grounds. How much hate can you have for a fighter when you decide I'm gonna side with the sanctioning body? I'm gonna say that the sanctioning body should get their money. Yes, I say that they corrupt. Yes, I've never sided with the sanctioning body in my life, but I hate Crawford so much that I'm rocking with Sulaiman. Even if I've been calling him corrupt all these years, now I'm rocking with him. That's my guy. What is going on, my peoples? Shakur hands, because they have invested interest in the clown, Mauricio the goofball Sulaiman. Marie, because Crawford smoked all their favorite fighters and proved them always wrong. Only the greats do that. That's the problem. Because I connected the dots. You guys know that's what I do. I connect the dots. Jay Stradamus, a.k.a. the human algorithm. There's a reason for that. Why is it that all the people who had Canelo Alvarez knocking Terence Crawford out also feel like he should pay the sanctioning fee? Isn't that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? Because I'm pretty sure Mauricio the goofball Sulaiman thought Canelo was going to beat Crawford by knockout. He thought Crawford was going to get beat up by Canelo Alvarez. Maybe even placed a $300,000 bet on that fight and just trying to recoup his money. Whatever the case may be, I'm pretty sure he had the favorite win in this fight. And it didn't play out the way he wanted. My peoples, that's what it all breaks down to. This fight did not play out the way Mauricio Sulaiman wanted it to. It's as simple as that. The most hated fighter in boxing went all the way to the top against all odds. They didn't want to give him the big fights. They didn't want to give him the big paydays. The fans didn't want to give him his flowers. And look, it's the inevitable. Terence Crawford is the epitome of what greatness is. You know why? And here's something that people just don't understand about this dude. When he got to the welterweight division, you guys saw how long it took to finally make the fight with Errol Spence, right? It took years. Before that fight with Errol, he faced Sean Porter, faced Amir Khan, faced Kell Brook, and faced other opponents. And what you don't understand is that anywhere along the line, Terence Crawford could have took an L and never got his shot at Errol Spence. He only got that fight with Errol because he had the WBO strap. That's it. Without that WBO belt, he never stepped in the ring with Errol. Not even in his dreams. So what makes Terence Crawford such a great fighter? While he had to stand and wait for Errol, he just kept winning and winning and winning. So eventually, they had no options. Terence Crawford was the only avenue to become undisputed. So you got 3 belts, fought 3 champions, and you got 2 options. You're going to fight Terence Crawford like you've been saying you're going to fight for I don't know how many years, or you can vacate the titles and run to another division. And everybody was going to say you a duck. So basically, Errol Spence, he had his back up against the wall. People try to, you see, that's why when you don't appreciate greatness, you always frame it as an opportunity. People will tell you that Terence Crawford got an opportunity. He got an opportunity. Oh, they gave him an opportunity. Wait a minute. Wasn't Errol Spence trying to go for undisputed? Wasn't he trying to make history? Did he not get an opportunity at trying to make history? He lost. Was Errol Spence there like, let me go in here and give Terence Crawford the performance of a lifetime and lumping me up? No. Errol Spence went in there thinking that he was going to win the fight, planning on knocking him out. So when you frame it as, well, you know, Crawford got the opportunity, that's bullshit. He didn't get the opportunity. He's the only avenue to become undisputed for Errol Spence. There's no other way. I got that WBO strap. You could vacate and get the hell out of here, or you could challenge me if you really want to become undisputed like you've been telling the people. That's it. They was on the spot. They had to take the fight. So it's not that Terence Crawford got an opportunity. He forced the card. He forced the action. He pressed them. And he made it happen. You know what would have really been an opportunity? If Terence Crawford moved up to 147 and he not a world champion and Errol Spence says, yo, I'm going to put my titles on the line. Come fight me. That would have been an opportunity. Because like, damn, you didn't even have to fight him. You chose to. That's an opportunity. Terence Buck Crawford did not get an opportunity versus Errol Spence. Errol Spence was trying to become undisputed and got beat up in the process. That's what actually happened. So you see, there's a hate narrative and then there's the truth. You could use the hate narrative to diminish a fighter, to discredit a fighter. But let's look at what really happened. So once Terence Crawford did that to Errol Spence, I thought people was going to really become fans of Crawford after that. Like, man, he did it. That's it, man. We got to give it to him. He's the guy. And instead, they started hating him even more. Errol Spence fans became Canelo fans. The people who, that's how you know the level of hate that they have for Crawford. The people who've been hating on Canelo, diminishing Canelo, saying that Canelo's not all that. Now they were saying Canelo's going to knock Crawford out. Now they were saying Canelo's going to make it look easy. Now all of a sudden Canelo became great to them. Now Crawford beats Canelo and they become Mauricio Sulaiman fans. What's going on out here? It's like they become fans of anybody that's opposing Terence Crawford at this point. Side, they got the opportunity to share the ring with the GOAT. Come on now. Terence Crawford ain't getting no opportunities like they frame it. That's what y'all don't understand. You see how Mauricio said he got an opportunity to fight Canelo. And his haters will say, oh, he got an opportunity. No, he didn't get an opportunity. You know why? Because if he would have gotten knocked out in the second round or the third round, like you say he was going to, then it wasn't going to look like an opportunity. Then you was going to be joking on him. Then you was going to be saying, look, he just moved up for a payday and got knocked out. But since he rose to the occasion and beat Canelo Alvarez, now it's an opportunity. Now it's an opportunity that he got. He ain't getting no opportunities. Now he the face of boxing. What y'all want to say? Come on now. Side. Then they said Canelo is old and washed after. Yo, trust me. They said it all. The flip-flopping is crazy. They went from Canelo's gonna knock him out to Canelo's washed. From one day to the next. Shakur hands, haha. Clown show Mauricio been in the circus this entire time. He been on some clown show time. Been on some funny stuff. And that's why I said he was better off leaving Terence Crawford with that title and allowing him to vacate when he was ready to do so. Because if he did that, we wouldn't be highlighting his corrupt ass ways. We wouldn't be asking where the money really going to. Besides your pockets. Where's most of the money going to? We wouldn't be asking that, but now we asking. You did it to yourself, Mauricio Goofball Sulaiman. Did it to yourself. That's why I want to punch you in the mouth. That's the reason right there. I gotta be honest. But my people, we digressed. We digressed, and here's something that I wanted to bring to y'all attention. Real quick. Marie, bro, we and Crawford himself need to thank Turkey. Without him, they would have done dirty shit on Crawford. He would retire a long time ago, especially after Errol. Turkey saved his career. Nah, I wouldn't say Turkey saved his career. I wouldn't say that at all. Now, they would have blocked him. But they would have just blocked him from the WBC. Now. But nah. Turkey didn't save his career. Braska Rug, I will be laughing at those words too, my guy. Like, you see what I'm trying to tell you? Marie, you be having that sneak hate on Crawford, man. Just like you strategically threw in the word boring on Shakur. No, I'm not saying he's boring. I'm just using the word boring. Now you're like, yeah, Turkey saved him. The sneak hate. How Turkey saved you when you already got a Hall of Fame career and you're already wealthy? You've been making, by the time Turkey even got involved with boxing, Crawford been making millions and millions of dollars on boxing. How Turkey saved him, bro. Marie, yeah, I talk about after Errol, bro. Crawford would never have big fights. No, I'm his biggest fan, man. Come on. Turkey did not save him, bro. Turkey did not save him. Simple as that. Look, I'm going to put it to you like this. When you say Turkey saved him, it's kind of like when Dame Dash say that he put Jay-Z on and Jay-Z got on because of him. And it's like, bro, you don't sing, you don't write, you don't produce. Jay-Z was going to find his way with or without your ass. He was going to be a big star without you. He didn't need you to become a big star. You can't take credit for the talent. He would have still got there. What happened when Jay and Dame separated? Jay-Z kept going up. Dame Dash crashed and burned. They ain't going nowhere. Not in music, at least. Shakur hands. But beat him up bad. And they tried to say it was close, man. That's crazy. There's a judge there that was like, yeah, it was a close fight. Canelo almost had it. He needs to get punched in the mouth. Figuratively speaking. Say no to violence. Side, this is why Bud is that despite all the hate, roadblocks, and the entire boxing landscape against him, he came out on top. They couldn't stop God's plan. They couldn't stop it. The negative narrative always follow the greats. And they just keep winning. They just keep accomplishing. Abraham Gonzalez, what is your take on Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson? That's a real good fight, man. It's going to be a real competitive fight. It's going to be a real competitive fight. They're going to go back and forth. I think it could turn into the toughest fight that both of them have ever been in. As far as competitiveness, as far as, you know, how hard it is going to be to pull it off for the winner. It's a good fight, man. It's a real good fight. I will make my official prediction, by the way, on Box Center 2.0. My peoples, subscribe to Box Center 2.0 if you haven't done so. We just went over 100 subscribers the other day. And remember, home of Goofiest of the Oofiest. That show only airs on Box Center 2.0 on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The first 2 episodes already went down. Next Monday, episode 3 of Goofiest of the Oofiest. My people, subscribe to Box Center 2.0. Don't miss it now. Chris Fontaine, facts. After Spence, he had like 20 M's. That I don't know how you came up with that number. That he had like 20 M's after Spence. He had more than that. More than that. And I'm gonna show you how I know he had more than that. Think about this for a second. The first time Terence Crawford signed with Top Rank, he signed with them for millions of dollars. When he re-signed, they gave him more millions to stay with them. Remember, people was mad at him. Oh, he shouldn't have re-signed with Top Rank. He secured the bag. Bro, the second time that he signed with Top Rank for millions of dollars, that was years and years before he fought Errol. That was a few years before he fought Errol, and he was making millions of dollars per fight already when none of them people was making millions. And people was trying to bash Crawford and say he was this guy been making millions for years, bro. Millions of dollars for years. And then you look at Terence Crawford, you don't see him with a chain collection. You don't see him with a Bugatti and a Rolls Royce. By the way, he could have both of those cars if he wanted to. But he don't got none of that shit. He actually spoke about, yo, that truck that cost $40,000 drive the same way of that other truck that cost $400,000. So he got a mindset when it comes to his money, he not blowing it. This guy's been a millionaire for mad years already, bro. If you follow him on social media, you know how long Crawford been buying properties and flipping properties and owning shit, owning real estate. Y'all don't understand it, man. This guy got money that he don't know what. Like, Crawford could retire from boxing before the Canelo fight, before the Canelo payday. This guy could have retired from boxing and never work a day in his life. Not one day. Marie, so do I hate him because I think Turkey gave him the Canelo fight? I love Crawford. Getting mad, you saying I hate. Nah, listen, because I think Turkey gave him the Canelo fight. No, wait. You didn't say Turkey gave him the Canelo fight. You say he lucky because without Turkey, he would have been done. That's why you hate. You didn't say that Turkey gave him the Canelo fight. That's not what you said. Go back and read your original statement. You say just because of Turkey, he's able to stay or do big fights or whatever. That's cap. He would have still been able to do it. He would have still been able to get big fights. And the Canelo fight would have probably still happened. Nas or Jay-Z? Nas. Vic C. The Rugrats song, put Jay on. Shakur Hands, true. But Turkey was very instrumental in it though, Jay. Buzz said, I'm in an interview. No. Listen, I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to take away from Turkey, because that is a fact. Turkey made the fight happen. Before Turkey got in it, it seemed like it wasn't even realistic, right? Even Canelo was like, that don't make sense. That don't, like, why am I going to fight him? You know, if I beat him, I'm not going to get credit, blah, blah, blah. But Turkey made an offer he couldn't refuse. Gave him the amount of money that he needed to step in the ring with Terence Crawford. And we saw who's the best fighter in the world that night. Abraham Gonzalez, I think it's going to be a draw. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a draw. Honestly, I know who's going to win. I just can't tell you right now because I'm going to tell you on Box Center 2.0. But I know who's going to win already. Vic C. Teo slightly stronger, and more experienced. Vic C. We spoke about strength when everybody tried to say Canelo was stronger than Crawford. We spoke about strength when people said Errol was stronger and hit harder. So just don't bring up strength anymore. That's irrelevant. Strength is absolutely irrelevant. And then experienced, I have to push back on that too. They're both championship fighters. They both won championship in multiple weight classes. They both unified titles. They both been on the biggest stage, bro. They both been on that stage. So now I do understand, if you say, oh, Shakur beat Lomachenko or beat so on and so forth, but still, they fighting at the highest level, both of them. Tio is not going to have an advantage in experience. Marie, no, without Turkey, they will never fight Crawford because Turkey gave so much money, I don't believe they would have fought Crawford without the bag. But we can differ, no problem. But who are you talking about they, bro? Who's they? There's only Canelo, my guy. Who is they? Madrimov wasn't a big fight. That wasn't a super fight involving hundreds of millions and all of that stuff. So when you say they, there's only one fight. One mega fight that Crawford did with Turkey. That's it. Vic C, them Arabs like boxing. They love boxing. They love boxing. I think at some point we're going to see some issue. We're going to see some things that we won't like. Because when you take a fan of the sport and you put them to direct what's happening, that fan is going to think of fan shit to do. You don't see no Tom and Jerry boxing. We're going to make a rule. Like, that's some fan mentality type shit. Braskarog, not boxing, but Malcolm X born in North Omaha too, in the water. Chris Fontaine. Now, I don't know. For some reason, I think Tio gonna show up versus Shakur. Tio gonna show up versus Shakur. No, he will. Listen, bro. We're gonna see the best version of Teofimo Lopez that night. And that's why we're gonna see a Shakur Stevenson that we've never seen before, because nobody ever got it out of him. You're gonna see. Egalitarian. Box settle with Jay Smith. Salute, my brother. Bam. Marie. F that. We're going to talk a lot about Crawford. But who do you lean on between Shakur versus Tio? You got to tune in. I'm going to make my prediction on Box Center 2.0, bro. I'm going to make my official prediction on Box Center 2.0. You're going to have to tune in. Vic C. Come on. Tio Lineal in 2. But again, Vic C. The point is, if you're a boxer and I'm a boxer, and you won titles in 3 divisions, and you went lineal, and I won titles in 3 divisions, and I didn't go lineal, but I unified here and I unified there. Bro, we both been in a bunch of title fights. We both reigned in multiple divisions. For you to start nitpicking and say, no, but look, this makes him a little bit more experienced. That will not really matter. When they get in the ring, they're 2 elite level fighters at the highest level. That's what they are, both of them. It doesn't matter to break it down that way, because if you do that, then I'm going to tell you, well, okay, so every champion that has been undisputed is going to beat everybody that they face who hasn't been undisputed. That would be false, right? That wouldn't matter. My peoples, I'm going to take a 30-second commercial break, get some hydration, be right back. You know it. Welcome to Boxing for Breakfast. To those of you just tuning in, we talking boxing. I see you in 30 seconds and 15 microseconds. My peoples, I lost the feed for a second. I'm back. Let me know if you got audio. Let me know if you got audio, my peoples. We back in the building. Hold on, right. I'm going to change it for you. Let me know if you can hear Jay Smith, my peoples. Had some technical difficulties. Was about to go on a commercial break, and before I knew it, I was out of business. We hear you, big dog. That's what's up. My peoples, I'm going to take a 30-second break, get some hydration. I'll be right back. We talking boxing, y'all. My peoples, we back in the building. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. I am noon, 16:55. We listening in Panama. La gente de Panamá escuchando esta vaina. De la República Dominicana, estamos activos. Panama is in the building. Salute, my peoples. Wilbert, if Cambosos beat him, imagine Shakur. God bless his soul. Look, it's going to be a real good fight. I want to touch on this real quick, my peoples. Richardson Hitchens and Keyshawn Davis, they was going back and forth. And y'all know Keyshawn Davis is moving up to the 140. I can't hear you. Then it's on your side because everybody else could hear me. So, Richardson Hitchens and Shakur Stevenson, Richardson Hitchens and Keyshawn Davis, it looked like they were about to fight. It looked like this fight is going down in early 2026, and I'm all for it. They was going back and forth. Richardson Hitchens talking about, I used to put hands on you. Then Keyshawn Davis like, man, you cap. I was putting hands on you. Shakur was trying to amp you up. And it was interesting to see them going back and forth, the trash talking. Eddie Hearn was there, letting it be known there's a big fight. So, Keyshawn Davis versus Richardson Hitchens, I would like to see that fight. Come on now. Come on now. That's all I'm saying. Me, personally, I would like to see that fight. But I digressed. Hold on, my people. Hold on. That's a very good fight. That's a very competitive fight. I know it is. But Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez, that's a fight, man. That's a good one. Side, good point, Marie. Close YouTube and open it back up. And you'll be back in the building. Back in Boxing for Breakfast with Jay Smith. So look, I'm seeing, and that's how you know that a fight is going to be competitive. A lot of people are saying Shakur's going to win. A lot of people say no, Teofimo's going to get him. That tells you, it's a good possibility that we got a competitive fight on our hands where these guys are going to go back and forth. And We've seen already Teofimo Lopez face adversity in George Kambosos. But he faced adversity. He lost that fight. We've never seen Shakur Stevenson hurt. Like, he's ate some big shots. But we've never seen Shakur Stevenson at a point that it looked like he's about to be knocked out. We've never seen Shakur and say, oh my God, he's going down. They're going to get him. Never seen that. So I think that, that might happen in this fight. That we see them mixing it up, boom, and Shakur eat a nice shot. We're like, oh shit. And he has to make adjustments. That's a possibility. Victor J. Tio Sr. made the press conference somewhat entertaining. Listen, man, I'm looking forward to the fight. You thinking about Tio Sr.? I'm looking forward to the fight and how it's going to play out. And you're going to see, because this is the type of fight that neither guy is going to back down. You see that when they face-to-face with each other, Shakur's just staring them down. Teofimo doing the same thing. He's staring them down. This is that type of fight. You got two guys who both believe that they're going to whoop the other guy's ass. Shakur feel confident. Teo feel confident. They both feel like, yeah, you cooked. I got you. I got you. We're going to find out. This is not going to be a draw. I know some people, a couple of people today have said it's going to be a draw. It's not going to be a draw. Forget that. Forget a draw, my peoples. Somebody's going to win this fight in beautiful fashion. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be a tough fight. But somebody's going to win it in beautiful fashion. That's all I got to tell you, my peoples. Irving Mack, Shakur for the win. Walking out of here with that W. Carmen Flores, salute. Bam. Listen, Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez is going to be a big, big fight. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be real good, man. It's just going to be fun to watch. All the fake narratives about, oh, Shakur's going to run. Shakur's boring. All that fake narrative should have been got debunked where he put the beats on Zepeda inside of a phone booth. But the haters are going to hate. Gonna be a heck of a fight. And you're gonna see the best version of Shakur Stevenson, just like the best version of Teofimo Lopez. Both dead in the center of their prime. They don't get no better. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez is like a Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler. Like a Sugar Ray Leonard, Robert Duran. It's that type of fight. People don't understand what we're watching. Look at the accomplishment on both sides. And when in their career they're coming together. They're not 39, 40, 41 years old. Neither one of them is even 30 years old, my peoples. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Fence unboxing. I can see Shakur completely outclassing Teo. I can even see him getting the stoppage. I'm a massive fan of both, but Shakur is different levels, bro. I see Shakur as someone who nobody beats. I'm not making a prediction for this fight yet, but I will say, subscribe to Box Center 2.0 so that you can see my official predictions on that. Every fight, I will say that I think you're not giving Teofimo enough credit. Remember, styles make fights. No matter how many levels above you are, there's fighters and styles that can give you problems, that can make it difficult for you. You're not going to look great and dominate in every fight. Think about that, fence unboxing. If you look at Floyd Mayweather, he didn't dominate everybody. Maidana in that first fight gave him problems. Castillo, Oscar De La Hoya, they gave him problems. So If you look at any great fighter that you can think of, I can find you multiple opponents that gave them problems, even if they beat them. But styles make fights, and Teofimo Lopez has a style to give Shakur some problems. He does. Don't underestimate him, because he's not gonna get washed. Now, can he be outclassed at some point, be figured out, and then start to be outclassed? That can happen. That can happen. I'm not saying it can't. Marie, I have a feeling this fight will end in a controversy, in a draw, or something like that, and we will see a rematch happen. That's what I feel. Nah, it's gonna be a convincing win. A convincing win for the winner. And on Box Center 2.0, I will tell you who the winner is, but it's gonna be a convincing win. No draw, no controversy. Just like with Canelo and Bud, there's no controversy. We know who won. Same deal. The Leaks 24, I like Shakur, but stoppage now? Come on. Come on. Victor J, Teo very good counterpuncher. Shakur better be quick and rangy with that jab. And that's facts. That's why I say Teofimo Lopez can present some problems. And he'll present problems for anybody. Like, this is one of the best young fighters of this generation. Side, the least, Shakur stopping Teo. I think it's hard for that to happen. Now, when I say it's hard for that to happen, I'm not even talking about Shakur's power. I'm more referring to Teofimo Lopez is a fighter who's never been stopped, who only has one loss in his career, who's never even been close, who's been hit with hard shots. So, it's hard to stop a guy who never been stopped, my peoples. And then a guy in his prime? Come on, man. It's hard to do that. The Leaks 24, I can see Shakur winning, but getting backlash like he did like the De Los Santos fight. But that's the thing, the League 24. Look what he did to Zepeda, and people still bringing up the De Los Santos fight. That shit remind me of people still bringing up Gamboa 10 years later. Guess what? 10 years from now, the same people still going to be bringing up the De Los Santos fight. Like, how long are they going to really be able to do that? Look at De Los Santos. Look at De Los Santos. Oh, so you forgot Zepeda and you backtrack all the way to De Los Santos. People going to do that. Haters going to hate, bro. Only the haters will come up with that. Wilberto, remember that Crawford trains with Shakur to prepare. Come on now. Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson been working out together for years at this point. Years. Face and boxing, bro. So many Shakur haters in here. You just need to realize it's not boring. It's skill, the art of boxing. It's to hit and not get hit. Look, fans and boxing, it's not so many Shakur haters in here. It's Shakur Stevenson haters everywhere, man. He's next in line after Terence Crawford to become the most hated boxer in boxing. He's next in line for that throne, too. Marie Debrin, when will you be on Box Center 2.0 and which time? Because live in the Netherlands. Okay, that's a great question. So, Marie, remember this. Goofiest of the Oofiest goes live every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Right? That's the show, Goofiest of the Oofiest. Not a morning show, it's a nighttime show. And then, that's only on Mondays. The rest of the week, if I do go live, it'll be at that same time. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So when I'm going to make my prediction for Teofimo versus Shakur, my official prediction as Jay Stradamus, which, by the way, I haven't got one wrong yet, is going to be on Box Center 2.0. My peoples, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. It's a real good fight. But how about this? This one is sooner. This one is right now. Because Teofimo versus Shakur, that's January 31st. AJ versus Jake Paul, that's this month. That's in 2 weeks. Let me see. Yep. Like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. There's people out there who saying that Jake Paul got a chance. I find that to be crazy. There's people saying AJ's gonna take a dive. The conspiracists, they always gonna have their conspiracies. Those are the conspiracists. I mean, I think it's just funny because when you watch this fight, I already know how it's gonna play out. Listen, I gave you my prediction for this one. I'm gonna make it on Box Center 2.0 because I make all official predictions over there. But I already told you how this fight is gonna play out. If you have any expectations that there's gonna be an upset, please don't put any money up. Don't bet any money on this fight. Please. Don't do it to yourself. Do not do it to yourself. That's all I'm telling you. We got a dummy in the building. Get that dummy out of here. We don't got time for dummies. This fight right here is going to bring a lot of people satisfaction. A lot of people going to be happy. Irvin Mack, Jake Paul is a sanctioned fighter, of course. If you're on Pro Box, if you're on BoxRec, my bad. If you have a record on BoxRec, that means all of your fights have been sanctioned. So, of course, Jake Paul. Look, people still want to kind of cling to the narrative that Jake Paul is not a real boxer. And that's just denial. People are on denial. Like, you dislike the guy so much that when he does become a boxer, you can't accept it. You still call him a YouTuber, still say that he's a fake boxer, all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, he's a real boxer. Look, think about this. Right now, Jake Paul is like 27 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He's been training in boxing for like 5-6 years already. Training at some of the best gyms, with some of the best trainers, sparring with professional boxers, using some of the best available resources, nutritionists, great gym equipment, everything, the whole works. You or anybody you know trains for 6 years with the same resources that Jake Paul been training, and you're gonna learn how to box. You're not gonna be elite. You're not gonna be a world champion, and neither is Jake Paul. But he knows how to box. If you step in the ring with Jake Paul, you're getting knocked out brutally and early. So, world championship caliber fighters could look at him and say, "You're a bum." To them, he's a bum. But to you who never boxed, or to you who had a couple of amateur fights and never boxed professionally, Jake Paul knocking you out in brutal fashion. He can box. He's just not an elite level guy. He's never going to be. He doesn't have the talent for it. But he's putting in the work to know how to box and to be a real boxer. And I'm one of his biggest critics. I've been saying, yo, just like everybody else, I'm tired of seeing you fighting retired, washed-up fighters, MMA guys, non-boxers, a basketball player. I don't want to see none of that. Well, you have exceeded my expectations by a landslide when you say I'm going to fight a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world who's a lot bigger and stronger than you. That's it. My peoples, we've been asking Jake Paul to fight a real fighter. Ka-ching. This is such a big step up in competition that people already floating their conspiracies about how this fight is fake and it's going to be staged and AJ's going to take a dive and all of this other crazy stuff. Trust me, when you see Jake Paul get knocked the fuck out brutally, it's not gonna look staged. It ain't gonna look staged, my people. It's gonna look like a brutal knockout. By the way, yo, I've been live for over an hour, my peoples. 19 likes. That's diabolical, man. Double tap that screen. God damn. 19 likes in over an hour. And I'm giving you facts on top of facts. Cooking this morning. Diabolical, my peoples. God damn. Y'all don't gotta do Jay Smith like that. Ducking that like button the same way some fighters be ducking some other fighters. I'm not gonna name no names. I don't want nobody getting emotional on me over here. The leaks. Jake Paul always has good cards too. That's a fact. Look, Jake Paul's been very smart in two different ways. Number one, right now we can make the argument right now that Jake Paul is the most important promoter in women's boxing. Right now. He was slick. He did something that nobody else thought of doing. Well, I don't know what he realized. But Jake Paul knows that boxing fans most boxing fans will never take him serious as a boxer. Most boxing fans will never look at Jake Paul as a real threat, as somebody who could become a world champion, as somebody who could be elite. Most boxing fans, we don't believe that. There's probably not a single person in here who believes that Jake Paul could be elite. So, he said, let me target women. Women are neglected in boxing. They don't get enough attention. They don't make enough money. They don't get enough shine. So I'm going to start a women's promotional company, and that's going to make me legit in boxing. Because they're not going to take me legit as a boxer, ever. But these championship caliber women and these world champions, they're going to be taken serious. So they're going to make MVP a legit boxing promotional company. And he signed a bunch of women champions. Pays them good money. And gets the attention for MVP. Like, look what we doing for the women. I'm going to tell you right now, Jake Paul ain't doing shit for the women. That's a strategic move that he did to benefit himself. Yes, the women are going to benefit. He didn't do that shit for the women. When have you ever seen Jake Paul champion for women? When it became profitable to him. He never did no shit like that before. But he was smart. Because most promoters have a few women that they promote. And even fewer that they actually put a spotlight on. And Jake Paul is saying, look, we got a whole roster of women, a bunch of champions, and we pushing them, and we paying them, and we look what we're doing in women's boxing. And that raised his profile as a legitimate promoter in the game. Can't take that from him. Shit boxer, great promoter. Cannot take it from him. Marie, come on, guys. Click that like button, man. Hell yeah. MS, Jake Paul is more of an entertainer than a boxer. Like WWE wrestlers. But he is a boxer. He's a boxer and he's a professional boxer. And he's going to fight somebody we never thought he would. See, that's why I went from just being tired of watching him fighting with such an advantage in every fight, fighting somebody that's washed up, fighting somebody that's not a boxer, that I'm super impressed that he's going to step in there with AJ. Super impressed. Brady, if AJ doesn't KO Jake within one round, it's fixed. Yeah, you never boxed a day in your life. 100%. I'm sure you never boxed a day in your life. You think people just step in there, boom, just knock them out of there. Like Jake Paul hasn't been training in boxing for 5-6 years. Like he don't know how to use his feet. Like he don't know how to be defensive. Like he don't know how to show up and block a lot of punches and fight to survive. You never boxed a day in your life. That's why you don't understand that. If Jake Paul go in there on survival mode and he's not really trying to win, he's not really trying to fight, he could go multiple rounds. He could go 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. If he's gonna run and clinch and block and throw a punch and clinch and block and grab and move, if he's gonna try to survive, he's gonna go multiple rounds. Gay Rivera, dímelo, mi hermano. Aquí tú sabes hablando boxeo, haciéndolo como lo hacemos. Brady, I promise I have. He ain't getting in there with a pop can. I don't know what that means, bro. Shea Smallblock, Jake Paul should get midweight title. Should get midweight title shot just for stepping right. This guy's huge. Just for stepping ring, this guy's huge. I mean, look, he feels like he could beat him. Because that's the thing. And Anthony Joshua said it. Somebody asked him, is it crazy? Is Jake Paul crazy for wanting to fight you? And he said, no, he's not crazy. He think he could beat me. That's not crazy. He believes that. He want to fight, I'm going to give him a fight. So while there's people out there making up conspiracies about how AJ's going to take a dive and all of that shit, AJ's sitting there like, this guy's disrespecting me. He really believed he could beat me. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I'm a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. And this guy said he could beat me. Okay, we're going to find out. I'm going to show him. Remember when Francis Ngannou said he was going to beat AJ? AJ looked at it like, this guy's coming from MMA? You coming from MMA thinking you can mess with me over here? Okay. You're going to find out. And you guys remember how that fight played out. Francis Ngannou got absolutely pulverized. And there's people that was telling me, nah, Ngannou's going to get him because AJ's done. Ngannou's going to get him. Ngannou went to sleep brutally. Gay Rivera, Paul gonna do the Devin Haney, get on that bike. AJ a big boy. That's what I'm saying, bro. Jake Paul goes in there on survival mode. He's gonna make it through a few rounds. He's not just gonna go in there and get smoked. Young blood, waste of Joshua's prime. He's getting the bag. That's what it's about. Uzbekistan in the building. Salute, my brother. I'm sorry that I'm not able to read the name, but appreciate you dropping in, man. We talking boxing. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, that's going down in a couple of weeks. There's some people that's giving Jake Paul a chance. I had people tell me, I think Jake Paul's going to get him, Jay. And Anthony Joshua, he's chinny. And he could take a shot and go down. Listen to me, my peoples. Jake Paul is a boxer. He's a professional boxer. And he's a real boxer. He's not championship caliber. He's not elite level. And he's not in the level of talent where Anthony Joshua has been operating for years at this point. So when you have somebody that is better than you and bigger and stronger than you, you're in trouble. You're in trouble when you have somebody that's gonna have those advantages on you. Damn, bro, it's not good. It's not good for you. My name is Umid. What's your name, bro? I'm Jay. Lee, Jake Paul got this hit chin. Jake Paul got this. His chin is glass. Man, listen. If you got Jake Paul, cool. Just please don't put money on him, bro. Just don't put, as long as you don't put money on him, you're good. Because what's about to happen in this fight is what a lot of boxing fans have been asking for, have been wanting. and they're gonna get it. 1968, heavyweight boxing, all fixed, total loads of shit. Wet pish, what a given time of the day. Golly, you angry, bro? Enjoy boxing. Lee, I'm a money line, my guy. If you put your money on Jake Paul, you would have did the same, flushing it down the toilet. That would have been exactly the same thing. Take that same amount of money that you're gonna bet on Jake Paul, flush it down the toilet. My peoples, give me a second. Let me grab the hydration. Salute to everybody who's tuning in. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I'll be right back. Stay tuned, my peoples. We talking boxing. My peoples. My peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, man. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody who's in the building talking boxing this early in the morning. Y'all addicted to boxing. Y'all got issues. Listening to boxing and talking boxing this early in the morning, y'all need therapy. But this therapy you need right here. Boss Striker Bandito says don't gamble. Gambling is for losers. Shane Smallblock. I've seen online that the Jake Paul fight possibly being dropped. Jake Paul got injured during training. The last I've seen, the fight still happening. The fight's still happening, my peoples. That's the last I've seen. So to me, right now, it's going down. But I gotta say, my expectations of this outcome, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you know what? Because people get hurt all the time. It happens. It's a part of boxing, right? But every time somebody get hurt and a fight doesn't happen, people always say it's fake. Shakur, we can't hear you. That was funny. Going at it by myself and shit. Over here arguing with myself. So, as of right now, the fight hasn't been officially canceled. So you're saying it's not happening due to injury, but they haven't canceled it. So as of right now, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua is happening, my peoples. It better be. Let me see. Yup, the fight's definitely happening. Somebody lied to you, Shane Smallblock. They lied to you. Tell me who lied to you so I could call him a liar right here on the show. Who lied to you, bro? Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua is absolutely happening. And I'm not going to say who, but somebody's going to sleep. Somebody's going to sleep. Irving Mack, if it's real, AJ for the win. Say Smallblock, who lied to you? They a liar. Liar. Put it right there in the comments so I can call him a liar right now. Which, by the way, you refresh my recollection of all the people that said that fight wasn't happening. My recollection got refreshed. A lot of people say, nah, this is fake. This is Jake Paul capping. This is Jake Paul trying to get clout. This fight isn't happening. I told you from the beginning this fight was happening. The moment AJ himself posted that this fight was happening, man, when do you ever know AJ to be a goofball? When do you know AJ to mess around with stuff like that? To be involved with shenanigans? The moment AJ said, I'm fighting this dude and it's for real, that's it. To me, ain't nothing to talk about. You see, not just in boxing, in business, there's such thing as integrity. AJ's a guy that you can attach that word to him, integrity. So you're not going to see him on some goofball shit saying stuff just to get attention. He don't need to say nothing to get attention. He's AJ. For Christ's sake. I feel like I needed to end the sentence with that one. Irving Mack, if it's real, AJ for the win. Shakur Hands, he doesn't. That's what we know. It's going to be real. It's going to be real. And I've seen AJ already talk about it in a way that I'm telling you, he got the same mindset that he had with Francis Ngannou. Like, damn, this MMA guy really believed that he could beat me? You could come from MMA and you believe that you're going to do me in like that? He going into this fight with that mindset. Like, boy, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson. I'm going to have to show you. Because a lot of people don't remember this. I'm the human algorithm. I'm taking notes. Y'all don't remember, like, maybe like 8 months ago, something like that, Jake Paul posted about how he could beat AJ, that AJ was done and he could beat him. He posted about that on social media, that he felt like he could beat him. You think AJ didn't take a mental note of that? Oh, well, this YouTuber guy thinks that he could beat me. He believed that. Okay, interesting. So when the opportunity came to step in the ring with Jake Paul, trust me, Anthony Joshua, remember, this guy said he could beat me. Okay, I'm going to give him that opportunity then. So he could show he could actually beat me like he say he can. So the notion that Anthony Joshua is gonna take a dive, that shit is gonna get debunked real quick. Cause you're gonna see bad intentions from AJ in that fight early. He's gonna brutalize Jake Paul. That's the intentions that he's gonna go out there with. So for the people who think AJ is just gonna take a dive, this guy's wealthy. This guy got money, he don't know what to do with it. AJ been making millions and millions of dollars for over 10 years at this point. 10 years making millions per fight. Still can retire, be today, never work a day in his life. Never work a day in his life. And you think he's gonna take a dive to Jake Paul? He gonna put another loss on his record versus Jake Paul for money? When he got generational wealth already? Not likely. The most likely scenario is Anthony Joshua goes out there wanting to prove something. And of course, Jake Paul, listen, if Jake Paul is going to fight Anthony Joshua, he believes that he can win that fight. Sorry, AJ's set for life. He just using Jake as a tune-up. He's set for life, bro. This guy never got to... Like, why would you think that somebody who has, you know, generational wealth, why would you think somebody like that is going to take a dive? Have you not seen who are the people who are rumored to have taken a dive? It's the guy that's hurting for money. It's the retired boxer that's coming back for a payday. It's the guy who everybody knows is the underdog and is supposed to lose. A guy in AJ's position is not going to take no damn dive. That don't even make no sense. Gianfranco, salute, bam. It doesn't even make no sense. What we are going to see is a Jake Paul and an Anthony Joshua who are going to fight each other, and the best is going to win that night. That's what we're going to see. No script. No shenanigans. No, we're going to work this out to see how it plays out. No, they're going to go in, then they're going to fight. That's it right there. They're going to fight. Then, listen, my peoples, and I was talking about this yesterday. Naoya Inoue versus David Allen Picasso. If you don't know Picasso, then you probably think that this is a cherry pick. I'm here to tell you, my peoples, this fight is not a cherry pick. David Picasso can fight. He can fight. Shakur Hands, the nurse. I mean, you know, if you could call a brain surgeon or a nurse, have at it. but this guy can really fight, man. I've watched him. I've been following him. And I didn't even realize that he was in a collision course with Naoya Inoue. I thought that we would see him going up against other guys. And here we are. Something interesting, they were supposed to fight. And his team pulled him out of the fight. Well, here he is again. Now they're gonna fight. And a lot of people was worried about Picasso. Juan Manuel Marquez spoke out, saying that he felt like he wasn't ready for somebody like the Monster. But I'm telling you, this guy can fight. Look him up. Look up his fights and check him out. He's beating some quality opponents too. Irvin Mack, Jay, what's the price for this fight? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it is going to be on pay-per-view. I'm not sure. I thought it was just going to be on ESPN, so I'm not sure. But it's going to be a good one. And look, for the people who think that David Picasso is a cherry pick, I can tell you right now, this guy is not a cherry pick. He can fight. And it's hard for me to sit here and tell you that he can beat or that he's going to beat Naoya Inoue because we know how great the Monster is. We know that he's ranked number 2 or number 3 in the world in every list that you look at. The Monster's a great fighter. We already know that. All I'm saying is David Picasso is a really good fighter. He hasn't proven to be great, but he's really good. And I think he has what it takes to make it a competitive fight. I think that, you know, you're talking about young, strong Mexican fighter who got skills, who can take a shot, who like to mix it up, and he can make it an interesting fight. Remember, Nonito Donaire gave problems to Naoya Inoue in their first fight. Naoya walked out of there with a split decision victory. But he ran into some problems in that fight. I think fight fans sometimes make that mistake to assume that, oh, you're destroying everybody, so you're gonna destroy everybody. And that's not the way that it always happens. Nobody dominates everybody. Nobody. No matter how great you were, you didn't dominate everybody. You could look at fighters from the past, from the present, the best. And you're going to find opponents that gave them problems. Some beat them, and some opponents that, you know, great fighters beat, but it wasn't easy. Look at Maidana in that first fight with Floyd Mayweather. He gave Floyd problems. Look at Castillo in that first fight with Floyd, gave him problems. Granted, Floyd gave them both a rematch and whooped both their ass in the rematch. But that first fight from those two guys was tough. And the point is that great fighters don't dominate everybody. So don't expect Naoya Inoue to do that. He didn't do that with Nonito Donaire, so there's going to be other fighters that could also give him problems. David Allen Picasso could be one of those, my peoples. And this guy, I spoke about it yesterday. I'm super impressed with what he's been able to do in boxing because the guy is studying to be a neurosurgeon, bro. The guy is spending years and years of studying and practicing medicine in that field. And then he's still become a boxer of that caliber. That's crazy. Shakur Hands. Now he rocked Donaire in the second fight though. He rocked Donaire in the second fight, in the rematch. But that first fight, it went the distance, man. And there were moments in that fight where it looked like Naoya was going to lose. Moments in that fight was like, oh, shit. Shakur hands. In the first one, someone got an orbital bone broken. And who was that? That was the monster. The monster got his orbital bone broken by Nonito Donaire. But I think that also shows you the caliber of fighter that he is. That he got hurt that bad. Because when you get your orbital bone broken, it's not just the damage from the breaking of the bone, right? But it's also the pain that you feel from having that broken bone in your face. You could imagine you having an orbital broken bone and you get punched right there where you got that broken bone, how that feels. Or when you try to block a punch and they punch you, bang, and it presses up against where you got that broken orbital. It's got to be crazy. Yeah. He still found a way to win that fight. So the monster is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous fighter. But David Picasso is somebody who's worthy of sharing the ring with him. Believe it, my peoples. This is going to be a good fight. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be entertaining. Picasso, he likes to let the hands fly. He likes to counterpunch. He likes to trade. We know everything that Naoya Inoue does, which is everything. So, I expect this to be a good fight. I understand why Naoya Inoue is going to be the favorite. He should be the favorite. But this is a good fight, my peoples. This is a good one. Wally Ahmad, what up, Jay? What's the deal, my G? Bam! We talking boxing on a beautiful Wednesday morning, it is. So we good, man. We good. Y'all need therapy, though. Y'all gonna be talking boxing and listening to boxing this early in the morning. Y'all need therapy. Wes Dustin, good morning, Jay Smith, and the Box Center family. And the best boxing chat on YouTube. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Wes Dustin. Wes Dustin, my guy. Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Who's gonna win that fight? According to Mr. West Dustin. This is our therapy. That's right. Y'all need therapy. This is it right here. This is it. We all need it. Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez. Who you got, my G? Who you got winning that fight? Don't duck the prediction. It's gonna be a good one. Gonna be a good one. And by the way, there's people floating around the fake news that Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua got canceled because of injury. That's fake news. Fight is going down. West Dustin, Shakur beats everybody. Wally Ahmad, I have Shakur winning in a decision. Okay. I'm not going to make my prediction right now because I'm going to make it on Box Center 2.0. But, man, you guys have some good stuff. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. My peoples, don't forget to subscribe to Box Center 2.0. Goofiest of the Oofiest goes down on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Monday. Plus, my official Jay Stradamus predictions only drop on Goofiest of the Oofiest or on Box Center 2.0. Don't miss it, my peoples. West Dustin, Tio look big as hell standing next to Shakur. I mean, he do look big. He do look big. I'm going to have to give you that. He do look big. That's facts. But we're talking about January 31st. They're over a month away from this fight. So you know that neither one of them is on weight. Tio probably weighing close to 160 right now. Wally Ahmad, hey Jay, did they say who's on the undercard of Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. I know that, if I'm not mistaken, Alicia Baumgartner is going to be on that undercard. Oh, no, she's not. I think she is. I think she's going to be on that undercard, but I'm not sure who else. Not sure who else. Wes Dustin, he probably 160. Yeah, probably. Though I wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if he's way up there. Shakur hands. Every time now I'm saying, I'm only doing predictions on 2.0. Free promo. Man, listen, I tell people I'm only doing the predictions on Box Center 2.0. And I might still say this shit over here. But my official, you see, that's the thing. If you think that I said the prediction on here, I may have. But the J Stradamus prediction only goes down on Box Center 2.0. If you want to flip your money, go subscribe over there. That's all I'm saying. You know we gotta plug that joint. Come on, Shakur hands. Shane Smallblock. Jake Paul suffered a broken nose. My guess is being dropped because he says it's getting worse. I mean, I don't know where you're getting all this stuff from, bro. Like, where are you really getting this from? None of what you're saying, I'm hearing it anywhere. I've seen that the fight is still scheduled and nobody has canceled anything. So, who lied to you, bro? Who told you this? Shakur hands. Now, only on 2.0. Gotta subscribe. Subscribe to 2.0 and get them J Stradamus predictions. By the way, it's been slow, but I think 100 subscribers in the first month of Box Center 2.0, it's reasonable. You know how it is when you start from scratch. A lot of people don't believe. They need to see it. They need to see it materializing so they could, jump in the bandwagon. Shane Smallblock, stop referring to Google. Stop referring to artificial intelligence to look for information. Shane Smallblock, Jake Paul said it on the Paul McAfee show. But what did he say? Did he say it was over or did he say he just got hurt? Because look, you see what he said on the show, right? Look at what he's promoting. Look at Jake Paul's last post, bro. Devin, you believe in the boxing gods? I don't know what type of gods you're talking about, bro. There's no such thing as boxing gods. That's only a figure of speech. No such thing. So let me show you, fam. Look, that's Jake Paul's Instagram. And that's Jake Paul's last post from yesterday, my guy. In Jake Paul's last post from yesterday, he's promoting the fight. Wally Ahmad, it ain't happened yet, but I'm predicting a right over J Stradamus. I'm predicting a fight right over J Stradamus. They're gonna fight. Shakur hands. Now, people use that figure of speech all the time. Coño, loco, people don't understand figure of speech. You think it's real boxing gods and shit? You think it's real gods, like some guys wearing boxing gloves make this fight happen? No, my God, there ain't no real boxing gods. It's just a figure of speech. I've said it myself. Oh, boxing gods, please give us this fight. But there's no such thing. Come on. We all know there's one God. That's it. It's one watching all of us, listening to all of us, who knows whose heart is good, and who's a piece of shit. That God is judging us all. Bam. My peoples. Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. It's a big, big fight. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it just because it's so much hate towards Shakur Stevenson. So many fans that just don't want to see him get the big fights. I did myself like 10 different polls. Like 10. Asking people, who should Teofimo Lopez fight next? when his fight fell through with Boots, I started doing polls because Tio didn't have an opponent. Who should Teofimo Lopez fight next? And nobody was picking Shakur, bro. I was the only one. I was like, yo, he should fight Shakur. People were like, no, he should fight this guy. He should fight Subriel for unification. And he should fight this other guy because it would be a better fight. And with this guy, probably he's going to make more money. Like, I'm like, damn, people really don't want Shakur to get that big fight. They hate Shakur that bad that they don't want him to get the big fights. Devin, Teofimo has a hell of a resume, though, but Shakur beating him. I mean, they both have a hell of a resume. If we start looking at details, maybe you could make an argument for saying Teo got a better one, but they're both multi-division champions. They're both unified champions. They've both beaten reigning champions. That's it. They both fighting at the highest level. Both at the top. Wally Ahmad. They don't like Shakur because he's connected to Bud. Same with Keyshawn. Anyone they camp, they don't like. That's how it is. That's really how it is. It's the same thing. The people who hated Floyd Mayweather, they hate Tank Davis. Same deal, same situation. If you connected to the guy we hate you too. Wes Dustin, I think Cam and Mace fallout affected Shakur's popularity. Nah, honestly, I don't think so. Because Cam and Mace, they're two guys that, respectfully, they don't know shit about boxing. Right? I think that now they have a big platform. And because of it, they started, using that to chime in on different things. And boxing became one of them. But what the hell do they know about boxing? I've listened to them literally repeat the same shit that they heard on social media. I've seen Cam and Mace literally say no because this guy said this, and that. Like, they don't have the boxing knowledge to formulate their own opinion of what's going on inside the ring. So they lean on what they heard somebody else say. Don't know shit about boxing, though. And let me just say, I got mad love for Cam and Mace. I'm from New York City, I'm Dominican, but I grew up in New York City. Two of my favorite artists all time, the Dipset, the Locks, all the people that was in New York, those was my favorite artists from that time. So I was rocking heavy with Cameron. I was one of the guys in New York City wearing the pink hoodies and the pink Timberland. I was one of them dudes. And Mace, another one of my favorite artists. But when it comes to boxing, they don't know shit about boxing. So they're just going to comment based on what they hear. And they're going to fall into a narrative just like most people do. Devin, they love Ryan and Tio, though. They casuals with a platform. Funny as hell, though. That's the thing. If you're a casual and you got a big platform, you're going to say some funny ass shit on your platform because you don't really know the sport like that. Now you seen Cameron showing up to the fights and shit, Mace. And I'm not saying that they never been to fights because I don't know. I don't know how long they follow boxing, but man, just hear them talking. I know that, they the definition of casuals. They know Tank Davis. They know Shakur Stevenson. They know the biggest names, the biggest stars, and they see the highlights. Hold on, my people. Mike Tyson died this morning. Oh, you like fake news. You see, now I know that you're a dummy and you like fake news. Get out of here, dummy. We don't got time for you no more. You just wanted attention, dummy. Supreme Green Lawn Kid. What's up, Jake? Salute, my brother. Bam. Damn, these dummies exposed themselves easy. Wes Dustin, Purple Haze was dope. but he don't know shit about boxing. That's what I'm saying. Cameron is a heck of an artist. Heck of an artist. Shut the fuck up about boxing, but you don't know shit about it. Wild Fleming. Hey, my brother, salute. Bam. Wally Ahmad, New York was on fire around that time of Dipset and the Locks, DMS. Come on now, man. At that time, it was crazy. Crazy, crazy. Late 90s, early 2000s. The music game. Because you got to remember, right before the Locks, Wu-Tang Clan has set everything on fire already. So it's like a progression of all these New York artists just blowing everything out the water. Shy Guy, Mike is alive. A whole don't wish death upon no one. Nah, I blocked that dummy out of here quick. There's dumb people who go, like, how you so dumb that you subscribe to a channel, wait 24 hours so that you can finally go in and comment some dumb shit like that. That's why I blocked them. You don't even respond to dummies like that. Devin, you Dominican, how you feel about Puello? I mean, Puello's a good fighter. I felt like he beat Subriel Matias, by the way. He's a good fighter. And he's going to get another title shot. So, I don't think he's the best Dominican fighter. I think the best one right now is Carlos Adames. If I have to pick one guy to be the #1 Dominican active boxer, I'm rocking with Carlos Adames. He's that dude. Sean Johnson, yo, Shakur going to cook Teo. I'm making my official prediction on Box Center 2.0, but I can't say nothing against you, Sean. Can't say nothing against you. Love your channel, champ. Salute, my brother. Salute. Boxing for breakfast. Box Center in general is for you guys. It's for the people who love the sweet science, for the people who love boxing, for the people that's not into fake conspiracies, making stories out of thin air, making fake shit up when you don't like the fighters. If that's your stuff, then have at it with those channels. But we're going to get this real boxing shit, this real sweet science over here, my brother. Appreciate you tuning in and supporting real boxing shit. Devin, what makes y'all think Teo going to beat Shakur? Come on, please. Yo, there's a lot of people that feel like Teo's going to beat Shakur. And I respect it. I respect it because Teo's a great fighter. But I'll tell you how this fight is going to play out on Box Center 2.0. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You can listen in or you can take a L. Wally Ahmad. Hey, Jay, who's your top 5 Dominican fighters of all time? I'll need some time for that. It's hard for me to answer off the top of my head. I know a lot of top-notch Dominican fighters, but to have a list, that's hard for me to do that. I'll get back to you on that. Devin, but I'm not sleeping on Teo, though. I said it before. Teofimo Lopez is one of the greatest fighters of this generation. And styles make fights. Nobody dominates every opponent. Nobody in history. If you look at every fighter that you could think of, the great fighters, they didn't dominate everybody. Even Floyd Mayweather, who retired undefeated, didn't dominate everybody. Andre Ward retired undefeated. He didn't dominate everybody. He faced adversity in some of his fights. So that's part of boxing. I don't think neither one of these guys is going to get washed. I don't think neither one of these guys is going to bait up the other one. Although there could be some moments when somebody's getting dominated. Things could happen. But subscribe to Box Center 2.0 because I'm going to tell you who's going to win this fight and how they're going to win it. Devin, no one else at 140 beating Teo. I don't see no one else that I would say could beat him. Shy Guy, if Shakur can hang for 12 rounds, he'll win. Devin, I got Keyshawn beating Teo too. I thought that fight was going to happen. I thought Keyshawn versus Teo was going to happen first. When they had that physical altercation, that supposedly Teo Pops got knocked out, I thought they was going to fight each other. And it didn't happen. Wally Ahmad, Teo will force the greatness out of Shakur. Shakur will need to be great to win the fight. I agree with you, because you can't be average to win Teofimo Lopez. But we're going to see tools and resources from Shakur Stevenson that we never seen before. Finally, somebody got it out of him. He's gonna show out. He's going to show it. Shy Guy, we know Shakur ain't knocking Teo but he'll win by points. Now, I'm not going to say we know. It could happen. It can happen. The odds are against it. And the odds are against it because Shakur's a guy who can hit. But he's facing a guy who can take a shot, facing a guy who's never been stopped. And it's extremely difficult to stop a guy who ain't never been stopped and who can take a punch. So it's not that Teofimo's not stopping Shakur. I mean, it's not that Shakur's not stopping Teofimo. Ain't nobody stopping Teofimo. It's not like somebody else is stopping him. Devin, supposedly what happened in that gym stays in that gym. Side, you see Tio say Bud isn't 3 times undisputed because WBC stripped him. The funny thing is that he said he's 2-time undisputed when he fought 2 guys that had already been stripped and wasn't undisputed. Go figure. So in his case, he feel like he's undisputed because other people got stripped, but Crawford is not undisputed because he got stripped. Yo, with Terence Crawford, everybody contradict themselves, bro. Everybody got a logic, and when it comes to Terence Crawford, they flip it. And they on tape with the opposite logic. Age of 17. Good morning, Jay Smith. Salute, my brother. Bam. Who you got? Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. Who's going to win that fight? Wally Ahmad. Hey, Jay, I'm starting to hear rumors that Virgil and Boots might be in the works. Do you think it'll happen? It looks like it's going to happen. I've seen multiple publications and supposedly insiders have said that they're negotiating, that they're going back and forth behind the scenes, sending each other. You know, when it's a lot of money like that, negotiations could take a lot longer. Sometimes, you know, at lower levels, here's the contract signed and let's go. But at that level where Boots and Virgil both young, both undefeated, both world champions, both, you know, I'm not saying at 154, but both, well, Virgil hasn't been a world champion. But both undefeated, both going up, both have a certain level of star power. Negotiations can be more difficult because now you're going back and forth. No, well, give me this. No, you give me that. Well, I want this. Well, yeah, I want that. But it looks like they're already working on it. West does Oscar going to be ruthless on those negotiations. Virgil is his cash cow. It's going to be a good fight, man. But Eddie's going to be ruthless too. Boots is his cash cow. Eddie got a few. Right now, Matchroom is doing real good. Let's be honest. Devin, this is a huge fight though. As the fight gets closer, the hype is going to get real. You see already they had that presser, and you can see the hype behind it already building. Silence beat. This fight going to be hard for Tio. Tio struggled with Ortiz style, and Shakur way more skillful than Ortiz. I think they both present challenges for each other because of what they bring to the table, and that's why I'm expecting a super competitive fight. Devin, Schofield, Ryan, and Virgil, the Golden Boy cash cows. I want to see Schofield and Abdullah Mason. That's the fight I want to see. Age of 17, Jay Smith, Crawford made Canelo think he was fighting an octopus. People need to stop hating. They don't want to accept. Look, even when they've seen how this whole situation has developed, people don't want to accept that Terence Crawford is the face of boxing. They're on denial. They see it. They see Crawford on a world tour. They see Crawford crawling up in their feet every day. They see Crawford in a new endorsement deal every day. They still don't want to accept it. I don't know what to tell them anymore. West does it. Grudge fights can be as interesting as title fights. Hell yeah. Because now you have a story behind it. And that story makes it more interesting. When two fighters have had any type of back and forth, whether it's personal, whether it's on social media, however it was, it makes it that much more interesting. Silent B, oh, that would be a crazy fight. Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield. We need that. We need that. Wes doesn't. Schofield will sleep Mason. Kid Austin is a lightweight Deontay Wilder. Damn, Wes Dustin. When that fight comes up, you're going to take another L against Jay Stradamus. That's it, bro. After that fight, we're going to strip you of the Wes Stradamus, a.k.a. They have to strip you of the Wes Stradamus. Schofield is not going to come nowhere near close to stopping Abdullah. Nowhere near. He getting outclassed, bro. Getting outclassed. Devin, Schofield versus Mason should happen after Schofield get a belt. I mean, it depends. Because if Schofield want to challenge Mason for his title, I'm with it. I like that. Any way that you have them fighting each other, whether it's now or whether they both champions, I like it. I would prefer it now, though. I don't want to wait. Wally Ahmad, shout out to Bud. I think I saw him on Forbes magazine. Come on, man. $100 million baby right there. $100 million baby. $100. This whole narrative about how he don't make money like that. He's the B-side. He didn't beat nobody. He just beat tomato cans. Like all this other goofy shit that people say. And look, the guys at the top. That's Terence Crawford for you. Devin, and with Turkey, it should happen. I got Mason against Schofield. Try to tell you, man, that fight, if it does happen, I know what's gonna happen. Did you not see Abdullah Mason, by the way, his last fight, go to absolute war with Sam Noakes? And by the way, Sam Noakes can fight. He earned the respect of a lot of people that day, including mine. Sam Noakes' stocks went up after that loss. That doesn't always happen. But sometimes in a loss, your stock can go up. And that's what happened with Sam Noakes. Matter of fact, Floyd Schofield needs to go fight Sam Noakes. Go fight Sam. I want to see who's going to fight Sam Noakes. Devin, I got Abdullah stopping Schofield to the body. Wes Dustin. It's a really interesting fight, I'm telling you. People said the same thing when he fought Spence, too. Crawford's too little. Crawford's going to get knocked out. He don't have to... Yo, this is my favorite. I don't know shit about boxing line. He don't have the power to keep him off of him. That's my favorite one. Supreme Green Lawn Care. That Mason fight was great. Abdullah Mason showed that he has that championship pedigree, championship caliber pedigree. And it turned out into the type of fight that I try to tell people it would turn into. Why? Because Sam Noakes came across to me like the type of opponent who's not gonna go away. And I told people that Sam Noakes is the guy that you're gonna have to beat him up for 12 rounds because he's not gonna go away. He's not gonna back down. And most importantly, he's not gonna stop punching. There's people like that. So Abdullah Mason did what the great fighters do. He had to beat him at his own game. At his own game. Said, I'm going to beat you like this. I'm going to beat your ass like this. I'm going to stand in front of you. And we're going to do it the way you want to do it. And beat him. That right there shows you what type of fighter Abdullah Mason is. But we also learned about Sam Noakes. I'm going to tell you right now, Sam Noakes is going to become a world champion. Remember that I told you this. Remember that I told you this. Sam Noakes is going to become a world champion. That's how good of a fighter he is. And then that'll also show people how big that win was when Abdullah Mason beat him. Santiago Ramirez, Crawford is going to be one of the greatest of all time. In Mexican, the way he put hands on Canelo was a masterpiece on boxing, but it's him for sure. Look, Terence Crawford is already one of the greatest of all time. I said this before. The moment he beat Canelo Alvarez, he's already top 10 all-time great. That top 10, take somebody out and put Crawford in there. He's already top 10 all-time great right now. Look at the top 10, and we could compare accomplishments. Now, we could make an argument for top 5. But I'm going to just leave this here for you guys. Right now, in the history of boxing, there's only 2 fighters who are 6th division champions or more. Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya. That's it. There's nobody else. Nobody else. De La Hoya with 6 titles in 6 divisions. Pacquiao titles in 8 divisions. Right now, Terence Crawford is a 5 division champion. You know who's also a 5 division champion? Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather. If Terence Crawford goes down to 160 and wins a title, let's say fights Erislandis Lara and beats him, that'll make him a 6th division champion. That'll put him ahead of Floyd Mayweather as far as how many divisions he won titles in. That will also mean there's only going to be 3 people in the history of boxing to be 6th division champions. Manny Pacquiao, Oscar De La Hoya, and Terence Bud Crawford. So he's going to have to be in the conversation. When we talk about the greatest of all time, it's the inevitable that Terence Crawford has to be in that conversation. Inevitable. You can't leave him out of it. Wally Amam. I was about to say, Jay, Buck cracked the top 10. And he's not 10 either. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, hell no, he's not 10. He's not 10. If we talk about top 10 all-time greats, I would say he's going to be between 6 and 8. Between 6 and 8 right now. And if he wins a title in a 6th division, he cracks the top 5, and it's not 5. If he wins a title in a 6th division, cracks the top 5, and it's not 5 for sure. Side, first 2 and 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. Santiago Ramirez, hit that like button and subscribe. Salute, my brother. Appreciate it. My peoples, we didn't even get to 40 likes, man. Over 2 hours of giving you guys this straight up cooking show. Damn, man, we didn't even get to 40 likes. That's diabolical, my peoples. That's another level. Like, I feel like I'm Crawford and some of y'all is Mauricio Sulaimaning me up in here. God damn. Age of 17. Crawford ranked higher than Mayweather. I mean, opinions are going to vary. Because Floyd is Floyd. And we have to respect what Floyd did. But Crawford is giving him a run for his money. Giving him a run. That's all I'm saying. Look at the accomplishment. Look at the stats. Look at the numbers. Against all odds. Remember, Terence Crawford is the guy who ain't beat nobody. He's the guy who, the guys he beat, they not the same anymore. He's the guy who, he's always the B-side. He not making any money. He broke. All these narratives been following Terence Crawford his whole career. And he still get to the top. still get to #1 pound for pound. Still get to the face of boxing. Beat his ass to become the face of boxing. Terence Crawford is a movie, my people. He a movie. This guy's a walking movie what he's done. The Leaks 24. It's hard to put the guys in the era over those old school guys. The thing is that when you follow boxing for a long time, and especially in boxing where you got to see those from the past where there was a lot more rock'em sock'em robots that what you see now, and people make that comparison and feel like, no, those guys were tougher. But I tell you what, you put Terence Crawford in any era, he whooping ass. Any era. Any all-time great, he whooping them. It don't matter where you put them. These fighters, no matter, like you put Shakur Stevenson, you bring him back to back in the day, he boxes circles around Julio Cesar Chavez. Put the beats on Roberto Duran. All of that. But people don't believe it because these are legends. And it's always going to be that way. Wally Ahmad, I really feel like us boxing fans been cheated out of watching the true greatness abilities of Money Mayweather because of his hand injuries. Now, honestly, I don't think so because even before the hand injuries, we got to see a lot of Floyd. Of course, we didn't get to see as much of the hard punching from Floyd. He became obviously more defensive and more cautious, actually taking care of his hands during the fight, the way he's punching. But I think that shows how great he was, because if I got a hand injury and I got brittle hands and I gotta adjust when I'm in the ring, I'm probably gonna lose. Most people not gonna be able to make adjustments. They're gonna lose, and they're gonna have to retire early. They're gonna have a short career. Instead, Floyd Mayweather with bad hands found ways to win. So I think that also kind of shows the level of greatness that he achieved. Age of 17, I feel like people often forget Pretty Boy Floyd, especially people who don't know shit about boxing. But we also got to point out that Pretty Boy Floyd, that was the first half of his career, and a lot of those wins early on were the easy ones. You know, when you're building up your career, when you're starting. So when he actually became Pretty Boy, like the guy that's fighting real competition, he was already years into his career. Santiago Ramirez, I know you just didn't say that Shakur would beat Julio Cesar Chavez. You're out of your minds, my homie. You see that? But that's what I'm trying to tell you, my brother, that when legends are gone, you think that nobody beats them. But did you see who beat Julio Cesar Chavez? Oscar De La Hoya beat him. But he was older. He was older. Go back. Did you watch the first time that he actually lost and they gave it a draw versus Frankie Randall? He lost that fight versus Frankie Randall, my guy. If you watched it, I know you know it. And then Pernell Whitaker. Oh, no, Frankie Randall beat him. Pernell Whitaker got the draw. Was it that way? Come on, bro. So look at the style of fighter that beat De La Hoya. You think Frankie Randall beat Shakur Stevenson? Nope. Get outboxed. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When somebody's a legend, you think nobody beats him ever. Bro, look at the people that beat him. Look at the people that beat him. Look at the fight with Jermaine Taylor. The first one. Which, by the way, that was my first boxing match. Julio Cesar Chavez, Jermaine Taylor. The first one. He was losing the entire fight, bro. And got that knockout with seconds to go. Seconds to go before he got that knockout. So, come on now. But that's what I'm telling you. When somebody reach that legendary status, people think, oh, nobody beats him. Nobody beats him. They beat him in his own era. Why would nobody beat him now? All of these guys got beat in their own era. Why would they not get beat now? But it's the way it is. And that's the way it is in all sports. People always think the people from back in the days are always better than the people from today. If you go to football, if you go to baseball, if you go to any sport, it's always like that. Oh, no, the people from the 50s were the best. Nah. It's not really like that. Not really like that at all. Irvin Mack, I would love to see Roy and Floyd in the ring. Oh, but that would be an exhibition fight. Which, by the way, supposedly there's going to be an exhibition between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if that's going to happen. My peoples, we about to end this show. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in this morning. The Leaks 24, Agent 17, Santiago Ramirez, Irving Mack was in the building. Wally Amap, my G, appreciate you dropping in. Sai, West Dusset, Devin, Silence Beat, Supreme Green Long Climb, Supreme, damn man, my eyes are killing me. That shit just scroll right past me. Supreme Green Lawn Kid LLC. Salute, my brother. And you guys know that you guys probably noticed that at the end of every show, I like to give you guys a shout out. Shy Guy was in the building, bam. And the reason I always try to give you guys a shout out at the end of every show is because, my peoples, this is the realest shit I'm going to tell you during this show. I told you a lot of real shit during this show because y'all know I'm about keeping it real, right? But this is the realest shit that I'm going to tell you during this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. If it wasn't for you guys, if it wasn't for your opinions, if it wasn't for your insight on boxing, this show would be shit. This show is not what it is without you guys. I need you guys to understand that. Boxing for Breakfast is only a good morning show because you guys follow boxing. You guys are tuned in with what's going on. So everything that I have to say about the sweet science, you guys have a comeback. Whether you agree or disagree with me, you guys know what's going on with Mauricio Sulaiman. You guys know what's going on with Terence Crawford. You guys know about Teo and Shakur next month. You guys know about AJ and Jake Paul. You guys know what is going on in boxing. And that's the reason why we're able to have these interesting conversations. So salute to every single one of you for tuning in, for chiming in, and for showing love and support to Jay Smith, my peoples. Y'all already know this was another episode of Boxing for Breakfast. Subscribe to Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Exclusive content dropping on there almost every day. And, of course, goofiest of the oofiest, the podcast only drops on Box Center 2.0, my peoples. Don't forget to subscribe. Jay Smith, man, I'm signing off. I appreciate you guys showing love, tuning in, and enjoy Boxing for Breakfast. Tomorrow, same time. You goof balls. Y'all need therapy. Y'all need therapy. You're going to be talking boxing at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Y'all need therapy. Y'all love boxing way too much. But I need therapy too. And that's what we doing with Boxing for Breakfast, my peoples. One love to everybody, man. I'm out of here. Bam.